Hello. So today topic is how to write a research paper from the code implementation. So this is a code for a stock market prediction. Now I'm going to show you how to write a research paper by using this code. Now depending on your research area and the appropriateness of the work that you have done, you would submit it to the conference or a journal that you would like. Now there are different areas in a computer science, for example computer network, machine learning, natural language processing, and computer vision. Depending on area that we are working, the length of your paper is going to vary. Now the format that you would use to write a paper would also vary. So how we can write a research paper? Now I will give you a step by step instruction. So paper structure follow as: first we have write down the abstract. So it is a very important and focus on why this approach is better than a previous one, and their goal is to convince you to read this particular paper. So when we have written an entire paper and completely sure and confident of all the result, then we are able to write down the abstract. So now the next section of the our paper which is important is the introduction. Introduction gives you a high level overview of the approach and use high level overview of the approach. Usually it is not too technically and a very user friendly. In this section we write information research need, research growth, and its application. So in the next section we write down a related work or a literature review. So in the related work gives a overview, and it is a required section for every paper, and also make sure that their work is relevant and solve the important problem and does not repeat a work done before by the other researcher. So the next section is a methodology. It is a very important. So methodology, it is the most important and the complicated and the challenging section in their paper. In the methodology, in the previous part we know what the other research did and what are their limitation. In their research paper we try to overcome their previous limitations and we choose a one problem statement, and in methodology we describe in detail what is our problem and how we are going to solve this problem. For example, in this notebook is your stock market prediction. We are going to use a deep learning model which is a CNN and GRU. For this video is for a very basic understanding, so I'm using a CNN and GRU, which is called a proposed hybrid model. It is a combination of a deep learning model. It is a combination of a deep learning model. So in the methodology we have to describe our pre-existing deep learning algorithm and also give a brief introduction about the our proposed hybrid model. So here you can see I can give our proposed hybrid model overview. So in the methodology, describe properly about your approach that you use in the code and use the results and graph for a better representation. Also add a flow chart and diagram for a better representation and a understanding about your approach. So here you can see I can make a diagram of the proposed hybrid model and also make a flow chart of the our implementation. So here you can see I can make a flow chart of our whole implementation, that collecting a historical data load, then the processing, the dividing, training and testing, and applying the existing algorithm, then make a proposed hybrid model, then evaluate, then visualize the result, then compare with the existing algorithm. So this is the all over the methodology part. So in the next section we have to describe the results, then results of the our proposed model. uh, the outcomes of our approach will be written in the section and present in the graph. So here you can see I can present it in the graph. In the results section, also compare your proposed model with the existing models. So in the next section we have in the next section we have a conclusion. So in this section links back to the introduction portion, since you must clear explain how you achieved whatever we said in the introduction section. It will be based on the finding of the study, researchers and methodology which you have already specified in the results section. It is a summary of the finding from your research. So on the next section we have giving the future scope, what is this, and gives the at the last we have to give references. So this is the all how we can write a research paper. The main goal of this video is to give you a general idea how to write a paper from the implementation, not to explain the code. So for a deep understanding of this code, please watch our next video. Thank you.